Well, good afternoon. The last couple of weeks, the wife and I we've been away. We've been vacationing up in the far northeastern part of the nation. Up in Vermont, New Hampshire, upstate New York, up in there. Up in the place where the leaves of autumn turn all sorts of magical colors, and the whole region becomes alive with visitors who enjoy this time of the year. We didn't fly and rent a car like some suggested that we do. Rather, we took our time and we drove. We went a total of over 4,400 miles, but we were able to stop here and there, look at this or that, and generally took a rather leisurely pace to get there and back. I think the longest we were in the car driving somewhere was about 7 hours or so. And of course, that also included several stops for gas, restrooms, some food, and maybe just to stretch. Well, I'm not going to bore you with all that we saw and did. I will say that we saw the Flight 93 Memorial, the Gettysburg Battlegrounds, the Louisville Slugger Bat Factory, the Hershey Chocolate Place, and other places of interest. We took the Mount Washington Cog Railway. We picked apples at an apple orchard. We saw a maple syrup farm, and we talked with the owners and came home with 1 pint less than a gallon of maple syrup. We found that there's a town called Jay, New York, boasts one of the longest covered bridges in the region, and we saw that. We brought along some knick-knack type things that we picked up in gift shops, and we also bought some books for the wife to read. And we saw some rather amazing sights in terms of foliage and scenery. But if you want to read more about all of that we did on our trip, you can do so when I've finished my memoirs of that trip. You can ask me for the link. But I will tell you that each of the 2 Sundays we were gone, we attended church services at a Church of Christ in the community where we had spent that Saturday night. The first Sunday was in Endwell, New York. That's a smaller community just west of Binghamton. Now, the second Sunday was in Poland, Ohio. That's a suburb of Youngstown. Each of those churches were unique, yet each filled our spirits and refreshed us as we traveled. The New York church had an attendance of about 15 people. It clearly was struggling to stay afloat. The minister there was concerned that he may have to find other work, yet the people there were friendly, welcoming, and they seemed to enjoy each other's company as well as ours. We shared communion with them, prayed with them, and took in the lessons that were taught. It was somewhat difficult for me even to leave that place, as I knew that in a short time that church may no longer even be active, and I felt for those who might have to make that decision. The second Sunday in Poland was a little different in that the congregation there numbered about 70 on that day. And again, the people were outgoing, friendly, and welcoming. They were much more active, having had a get-together just the evening before, feasting on wings and sides, playing outdoor games, and enjoying one another's company. We didn't have to make much of an effort to introduce ourselves there either, as they were outgoing in nature, and they made us feel comfortable from the beginning. Well, I tell you about these 2 churches to also tell you that if you believe that corporate worship is important, then it should continue to be important even if you're away from your home congregation. You should, in most cases, be able to find some place while on the road where you can meet with others and share in the worship of our Lord. Even if you're somewhat introverted, as we both are, most people in most places will make an effort to make you feel welcome. All in all, it was a somewhat tiring but enjoyable time, seeing places that we had never seen before and probably would never visit again. We're at that stage in life when some of the things that we see and do are the last times that we'll see and do. And that's okay. We've lived a long and blessed life together, the missus and me. We've seen a lot, we've done a lot, and we've enjoyed the life that God has given each of us. We're not ready to kick the bucket just yet, though. We have, if God wills, some time yet to continue to see and do some things that we've always wanted to see and do, but until now haven't had the time or the resources. One of these days, we'll pass this life on to someone else. But for now, we are thankful and we're grateful. Blessings.